This artifact is for criteria 20, manage the use of technology for learning in a non-traditional classroom setting. Learners are grade 6 students in a class called Dragon's Den Unbounded, which is an elective class. This class is designed to create a change project to improve the school community. There are several components of the class. One of them is for students to connect with teachers, administrators, outside experts, professionals, and they do that quite easily through video conferencing. So, one of the areas that I focus on is top tips for video conferencing. Post-pandemic has equipped our students with an ability and a comfort to dive into video conferencing pretty easily. And it's really exciting to see them connect with community experts or professionals and ask them questions. However, they are kids, and so providing some guidelines and some rules for them to stay on task is really important. So, here are some of the strategies and the rules that I have put in place to manage the technology for when students are video conferencing. Prior to the meeting, I make sure that students are prepared. They have prepared questions or they have made their presentation ready and available, and I usually preview those questions or that presentation. Make sure also for them to check their technology, audio, visual, and their battery, and make sure that they are in an area where they're not going to be distracted. Encourage them to wear headphones with a microphone. Make sure that is set up on their device. Make sure for them to frame their camera properly and to connect early. That will allow them to troubleshoot any issues if they come up, and also for proper lighting during the meeting to make sure they're on task and they are providing the right kind of etiquette. I think it's important that they introduce themselves, whether that's through the video or the messages section. I also make sure that when they're not speaking, their audio is muted. Making sure also to keep their camera on, that they are maintaining eye contact and staying engaged in the conversation, looking at the screen at all times as best they can. And when they do speak, they're speaking clearly and in a normal voice, not too loud. I also think it's really important that if they do need to leave, they let the people know. If they are, recording the meeting, that they ask permission prior to it starting, and also to take advantage of the conferencing tools like, raising your hand or using the message or document sharing. At the beginning of the class, I make sure to review these tips for video conferencing, as well as if a group is engaging in a video conference, I make sure that they review it or I review it with them. And I find that kind of allows them to be engaged in the conference as best they can.